1 year and you guys 7x, 8x get revenue.
I'm constantly thinking, how can I innovate? How can I be 2 steps ahead of everybody else? And how can I automate this as much as possible?
Which that puts you in the top 1%, 2% of all trade businesses in the country, right?
We've learned every single thing by...
Everybody, welcome back to the Exit Rich Podcast. I'm sitting here with a special guest, a friend of mine, Amanda August, that runs Grasshopper Plumbing, Heating, and Air, correct? And I think you have electrical now, right?
You just added electric.
You added electrical. Nice shop, does very well, but her story is different than most. She actually has 5 other brands under her that she owns and manages, similar to what I'm doing in the roofing space, but in the HVAC and plumbing space. And she has a lot of success, man. And like, truth be told, Amanda, I'm fired up that you're here. As I got to know you, you're a very nice person, and it's amazing your success. And I'm just gonna throw it out there because you're a woman. That is not, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Yep.
It's not common in the trades.
Yeah.
So it's impressive. Can you introduce yourself a little fast, wherever you are? And
Yep. I'm Amanda August, and I am the CEO and founder of Grasshopper Heating and Cooling. And the cool thing is we started as commercial only. From day one, I was trying to figure out, how do I pivot to residential? I took on a company with over $200,000 in debt when I was 24 years old. And, speed up to COVID. When COVID hit, it shut down construction job sites, so I had no choice but to pivot to residential. In our first year alone, we experienced over 2,300% growth, and I was like, this is it. And, you know, if you've heard podcasts before or heard me speak, I'm very mission-driven and values-driven. And so ever since the beginning, I was like, you know, how do we reach more people with Grasshopper and the Grasshopper mission? And now we're living it through Grasshopper Group.
you know, let's just talk about. I'm going to talk about a few things. The name. You're 24 years old. Most 24-year-old women are out there drinking, partying, trying to figure out their date in life or whatever.
Yeah.
What made you say, I want to go into the trades? To me, like, did you grow up in the trades?
That's a great question. So I did not grow up in the trades. The beauty is that I had the opportunity to manage an accounting office at the age of 18.
Okay.
There was a massive $30 million company in the coffee industry, actually, that took a chance on the import and export espresso machines from Italy. So I got a chance to really work with euros and watch a lot of money move, and I was fascinated with business. And ever since then, you know, I was like, I'm an adrenaline junkie. I seek an adrenaline rush, and I love a challenge. So after I started to learn business quite a bit, I actually dove into flipping houses.
Really?
And so I got some success with flipping houses, got some money stacked up in the bank. And I love, like, my goal was always 90 days. I actually did it without any cash. So I'd go sell myself to homeowners to sign their property over to me. I took over the mortgage, the insurance, the taxes. I flipped it in 90 days. There's X amount we agreed to pay the homeowner, and I pocketed the rest without putting any money down at all.
Oh, you're a hustler.
So from there, I'm like, okay, I'm going to grow a business. So I had the opportunity to take over a failing HVAC business. I knew nothing about HVAC. But I love a challenge. I knew business and I knew numbers, and I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. So I signed my name to it and sweat it out pretty early on.
You know, it's stressful. Like, if people think it's easy, people think, I mean, me and you had conversations for probably, I don't know, an hour and a half total, 2 hours the last 2 days. So it's about legal things people don't even think about, and how to structure these deals and protect yourself and protect your partners. And,
Right.
you know, people just think like, oh, I'm going to go buy a company and I get there at 10, I'm done by 3 every day, and my employees are going to build a business, and that's how it works. Can you talk about, is that how it works in your Grasshopper, or how does it work? How does it really work?
Yeah, absolutely not. So I spend my time, so like normal business hours that one would consider that most people like to work, I spend that being a support and a resource to my team and what they need. After hours and on the weekends is where I actually get to do my work, where I'm able to work on the business, not in it. I'm a visionary at heart. So I'm constantly thinking, how can I innovate? How can I be 2 steps ahead of everybody else? And how can I automate this as much as possible using AI? And, you know, I'm young, so I want to like be next level with everything. And nights and weekends is when I get that in. I'm with my team all day long.
You know, you had a lot of success. Grasshopper's going to do over 20 million this year.
22, yep.
22 million. Which that puts you in the top 1%, 2% of all trade businesses in the country, right? Like, I saw what you did, and I'll give you a shout out with this because I know Chad from Hummingbird, and I know him and his wife, and they're great people.
Great.
And I think when you partnered with them, and Chad's a nice guy, but Chad was, I always the word struggle, and he was trying to figure it out, right? Like trying to figure it out, but he was a nice guy. He's always a hustler, working guy, right? You partnered with him, and he was doing about $1 million, million and a half at that time.
Yeah, 1.7, 1.8.
And they're going to do over $8 million this year.
Yep.
I mean, that's just
It's been, so I partnered with them in August of 2024. So we just hit 1 year.
so 1 year, and you guys 7x, 8x get revenue. I mean, talk to me about that growth because, like, people don't know why. See, I know it's true because I know you and I know Chad, right? Like when people say that Lance Roy sells 6 companies, you know I did because you know the companies I sold, right? Like, so, like, it's sometimes I feel like there's a lot of bullshit artists out there, a lot of fake gurus.
Yep.
But you're doing it.
Yeah.
And people think it's easy. Once you do that, talk to me about that transformation because I'm assuming a big piece of it, you had to break through Chad's mental piece. So we can do this. This has to be the price. Has to be the price. Can you talk about that break? Because I'm assuming that's what you had to do. That's what I have to do a lot.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Service Titan and Rilla, our technology of choice to helping us scale and grow our business and making sure all of our viewers have the technology to scale their business so when they want to sell it, they're able to.
So I actually, we just had what was called Warrior Week last week for all of Grasshopper Group and all of our quality control team, which we spoke about yesterday. And I gave Chad and Vita a shout out because Chad and Vita pushed me to be a different level of a leader that I didn't know how to be because I never experienced that level of leadership that I had to, climb to. And the hardest thing that I encountered, I think, in the last 5 years was being partners with Chad. And I say that in the most loving way because I had to learn him. He had to learn me. And when you agree and commit to, like, hey, I understand that the gravity of you're trusting me with your life, your family, your team, your career, everything you put into it. Like, I got the chills just talking about it.
That?
That's not a light feat. And we go to bed every night with our head on the pillows with that, right?
Absolutely.
And
These people are counting on you to deliver.
And so Chad and I, we didn't butt heads, but Chad was really searching for like the center of truth and the center of trust for he could let go and know that his family and his team's best interests are in mind. And so I want to say the first 3 months were pretty rocky where, we had some hard conversations. Chad was like, you know what? I'm going to let go. She's either going to make my company's going to crumble or it's going to do great things. So he actually stepped out of the way of the business and let Vita and I really work together with their team. And absolutely beautiful things happened. And he'll, you can do a podcast with him and he'll tell you all about it. And the best thing he did was let go of control and know that he doesn't know it all. And other people, it's okay if other people know more than him. And it's okay if other people have more wisdom than he does or know numbers better than he does. And I had to calm him down a week ago because we were looking at his year-to-date profit and loss statement. And he's sitting at 32% EBITDA.
Wow.
And he wanted to post his profit and loss statement on Facebook. And I said,
slow down, Chad.
Slow down, Chad. I said, I'll let you know when you can post it. He's like, but the world needs to know. The world needs to see these numbers. And I was like,
the issue is what Chad doesn't realize, 90% of the people following Chad are haters. You want me to stop theory? Oh. 5 minutes. Yeah, we got time. These guys already. What Chad doesn't realize is the majority of people are haters in the world.
Yep.
And, I can show you my content today. One of my friends, or actually one of my better friends growing up, I don't hang out as much anymore. You say you put your pillow at night heavily, and it weighs heavily when you have all these people. I have hundreds of people's lives in my hands. So do you. And if you're out drinking at the bar still, and you're out making a fool of yourself still, who wants to follow that person? And people don't understand you change your life isn't about them. It's about you.
Right.
And Chad, I would say to you, Chad, you can't worry about what people think and what they do because Facebook's fake.
Yep.
Facebook is fake. Instagram is fake.
Yep.
And people get so caught up on it and people go back. People are baiting you to try it or so you post something positive, you post something, they take it out of context because people make it about them.
Yep.
Instead of saying, this guy's just speaking from, or she's speaking from their heart. As you continue to grow, right? What's the vision for Grasshopper Group? How do you see it happening? Is the vision changing after the last 2 days of us speaking a little bit? Huh?
Yeah, Nick and I have to have quite a whiteboard session. And I do want to say, Lance, I've followed you on social media. I've had the opportunity to hear you speak. And I just want to say thank you, like from the bottom of my heart, because you didn't have to take 2 hours to talk to me over the last few days and share all the things where you learned the hard way and mistakes that you made that cost you a lot of money and heartache, and just the wisdom that you shared with me. Like, you are much more than what Facebook shows you to be. And going back to Facebook is fake, I feel like I bought into that hype for a little while, right?
Oh, yeah.
And if you saw my Facebook post the other day, it's like I've just been focusing on watering my own garden because none of that matters. And then let's just see behind the curtain, it's like F social media. Like, I just want to be around good people.
And that's the thing. I think people, I hear that a lot, Lance, you're nothing like your social media. Well, you're only taking clips of what I'm saying. You're not getting the whole context, right? And, I'll give anyone anything. I have the abundance mindset, almost some to a fault where I'll give you my contracts, right? I told you I'll give you my lawyers. Like I made so many mistakes. And like, you can't sell 6 companies and not make mistakes. And like, people walk around like, oh man, I'm the best at what I do. I'm what I do. Do I think I'm an expert at building companies and selling them? Yeah, I think 6 times later you become an expert. I became an expert from getting this shit kicked out of me and going through all the mud. And I'm sure I'm still going to keep learning.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to see you and Nick. And Nick's a great guy. I mean, he seems like such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Go through the same mistakes, because what you see is a vision. You don't always see all the potholes. And when someone's hit the potholes, you're like, man, it gets real bumpy out there with people.
Well, I appreciate that more than you know. And that's the vision with Grasshopper Group, is that, I'm not a part of any best practices group. I don't have any like people that come in and give me wisdom. Like, we've learned every single thing by failing and losing a lot of money and pivoting and figuring it out. And with Grasshopper Group, we just get to take my team that's done all that and give it to other companies and teams.
And you've had success. Like, people, like, this is what I say to people, because your model is very similar to mine. I think doing HVAC, I'm doing roofing for the most part, is we take 50% in operational control for no money, right? I'm very transparent with you, right? You got okay? I talk about your models? Okay. I still want to put your business out there if you don't want it. Like, and someone said, why would I give you 50% of my company? I said, you don't have to. I said, but the intellectual property I have upstairs that you can never get access to is worth more than any money you could ever give me. And that's what I don't think people understand. Like, cash never solves problems. Intellectual property does.
Yep.
Can you talk about that, what human capital is?
Yeah.
And what it's worth?
I don't know if you've ever done this exercise, but what 1 hour of your time is worth? Have you ever figured out the dollar amount?
Bill has tried doing it. Bill tells me I lose money every single day because I want to dumb shit with people. That's okay, I tell him.
At one point I had to figure that out, and what I spend my time on matters. And so for Grasshopper Group, it's not that I'm greedy and that we want to come in and create this monopoly where only we win. It's a matter of being able, and let me back up a little bit. Any Grasshopper Group company, we haven't gone out there and advertised for people to come to us. I get Facebook messages and people come to us. And the beauty of that is that we're very selective in who we partner with. And as you know, it's about the person, right? It's about
Only
people.
about the person.
And if they are not willing to embrace change, if they're not somebody who chooses growth, if they're not somebody who's willing to be uncomfortable and go through a lot of, and I was saying this yesterday, it's when we partner, it's there's going to be a tunnel, and the tunnel is very dark, and you can't see the light at the end of it. And you're going to feel like you're on a roller coaster going up and down, sideways, backwards, and you're like, Amanda, what the hell is going on? But then one day, you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's all going to be worth it. And that's what we bring. We bring.
I know you bring it. You've been there. You've done it. What we're going to do is we're going to pause for about an hour and a half. I got to get into this meet and greet. Neri's getting worked up here. And then we're going to finish this round too. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Because I want people to hear what you actually do and how it's done and how you're helping HVAC contractors, because a lot of them need help out there. And I do believe a lot of these coaching groups are just bullshit.
100%. I spent over $500,000 attempting to do all that until I learned F all these people, F all the money that they say you have to pay them. There is nothing out there that gives you something that's scalable and measurable based on numbers and data. There's not a single one.
Awesome. Neri, we're going to do part